Alright, hey, hi guys, welcome to Radiant Guardians. Please rock the like for your girl, would really appreciate that. And as usual, check out the links in the description box down below. There are two links to a meditation. There's a link to our Telegram page. Please come join us. There is a lot of information being shared in our Telegram page and everybody's interacting with each other. So yeah, lovely, warm and friendly place to come, and it's a safe space as well. So yeah, to come and join us in Telegram. The link is in the description box down below, and also there is a link to Ismail Perez's website where you can find all his courses and his two books, The Secret Government and Our Cosmic Origin. And also now he has some new products on board, some hats, some t-shirts, and these are the Galactic Jedi products, so go check it out. The hats come in many colours, you choose, so yeah, go and take a look at that as well. I've got an article that I want to share with you guys, and I want to talk about this because I think it's been like about a year ago since I've made a video about Shadow Selves. So we're going to talk a little bit about Shadow Selves and what that is, okay? Now, a lot of us have gone through a awakening, and it is an awakening of the soul, and it is also, dealing with all those shadow selves within us, and coming into that place of, cleaning out our house, right? Because we were programmed, we were downloaded with so much BS, and now we've had to clean it out, because when we come into an awakening of our soul, it is an awakening to a truth, right? We begin to see the truth, and there may be some triggers that that are still there, and that's completely normal, right? Because you're slowly healing those parts of you. You are relearning and unlearning, okay? There is a lot of downloaded of information, and that has been downloaded into your psyche, and now it is a relearning, of all the things that you were taught, of all the things that we believed, right? We've had different beliefs, we've had different teachings, and we've had different histories, right? Not the real truth about our history or anything like that, right? And for the programs and the dark forces to get us to try and identify as the body rather than identify as soul, spirit, consciousness, right? So I've got some notes here, and we're going to go over what shadow selves are and learn all about that. And I think it's actually very important that I bring this video, and that I share it. I really want to share my my spin on it, my take on it. And I think I've done other videos that you can go and have a look at, where I do go in depth, and it's the 3D matrix, and what the programs are in that 3D matrix, and it's deciphering all the things that we go through life. We go through, and that's in the 3D matrix, guys. You're sort of like going about your day unaware of all the corruption, of all the BS, of all the darkness, of all the control that the Cabal have had over our lives. So that, say like this side, say this is the matrix right on this side, and that's where you came from, alright? When you experienced awakening, you came out of that matrix, that 3D phantom matrix programming, alright? And it's separation. In the 3D matrix, it's all about control, it's all about fear, and it's all about separation. So you completely are separated, regardless, alright? You go through so much turmoil in the 3D matrix, there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of pain, right? There's a lot of anger, there's a lot of hate, there's a lot of everything negative is in that 3D matrix, and that is where we came from, alright? And in that 3D matrix, we were the bots, we were the programs, we were the NPCs. Now they say that NPCs don't have souls, right? Well, NPCs are just asleep. The soul's asleep, right? It's unaware. It's unaware that it's living according to a program. And so over here in the 3D matrix is where you came from. And now you're over here. Now let me share something with you, and I tell you what, it's like you don't wait to get to 5D New Earth, right? You don't wait to get to 5D New Heaven, New Earth. The moment that you came out of that 3D matrix, right, living that BS life, and then you transformed, come over here into 5D of New Heaven, New Earth, you begin to ascend, right? You ascend up out of that 3D matrix. Don't think that you ascend just into mid-air and that is like, whoopee, you know, it's all over and done with, and I've come out of the 3D matrix and yay, no longer controlled by the dark forces anymore. Well, that is true, because you come out of that 3D matrix and you come into 5D New Heaven, New Earth. Now, let me explain something just to you a little bit. When I had a soul swap of a consciousness, like the former consciousness and myself had a contract, and it was one consciousness gone out and the other one came in. Now, when I came in, I came into a vessel avatar body that needed a lot of work, okay? And because it was all 3D, the body, the avatar, the vessel was all 3D, unhealthy, and very big, right? So it's kind of like 3D vessel, avatar body. So when I incarnated, when I had that soul swap, and I incarnated here in 2020, around about November, so I'll be a Libra. Yep, that's about right. So when I incarnated here into the vessel, I had to go to work, right? Had to go to work on cleaning this house, getting it healthy, and making that shift, right? It's a split, all right? A split from the 3D matrix in the 3D matrix form to 5D matrix form, right? Of New Heaven, New Earth. This here, right now, before you, is New Heaven, New Earth, sitting right here before you. It is 5D, New Heaven, New Earth, in higher states of consciousness awareness. And so when we ascend, right, when we ascend up out of the 3D matrix and we start going within and doing all the inner work, doing all the healing, doing all the cleaning, doing all the purging, right, purging of shadow work and doing shadow work, purging, cleansing, clearing, and becoming that best version of yourself that you have always meant to be. Alright, so what I'm going to share with you right now is about Shadow Selves, and yeah, let's have a look at what that really is. Let's delve into that, and I'll also give you my perspective and spin on what that is as well. Before I get started, I took a few days because I had issues with my car. So I had to deal with that and look after that and make sure that my car was taken care of, because there was just mechanical problems, and that usually happens, you know, when you have a car and you got to maintain it always. So I've had to deal with my car, and that's why I hadn't made any content in the last maybe 3 or 4 days. So but now it's all sorted and it's all taken care of. She's running just as new, so I'm really, really excited and happy about that. Always happy. I always look after my car. We got to, right? You look after your car looks after you, right? Okay, so yeah. Also, when I share this information with you, please only take what resonates for you. Only take what resonates for you, and that allows you to develop and grow spiritually, okay, for your highest good and for your ascension, for your journey. So if you're here and you're just learning, as we all are, we're all here in Earth School, okay? This is where we graduate in Earth School and we learn as much as we can. Also, I want to share something with you guys about the multiverse, right? Now, the multiverse, there's a lot of versions of selves in the multiverse. So this universe that we're in right now, we're all in our universes. I'll share something quickly. This morning I woke up, right? I had been to another multiverse. I had been to another universe. So during sleep, I will travel to other universes. And in another universe, I was an agent, a secret agent, and helping people, right? Helping people, but all undercover work. And I thought, oh my God, you know, I instinctively remember everything about being in another universe and helping others. And I was like, wow, a secret agent. And I was told that I was a secret agent. And looking after these people, right? There was these very important people, and they all had their roles to play. But a lot of them were targeted by, you name it, the dark forces, right? In the other universes as well. So they tend to want to control everything, not only here, but in other universes as well. And that's why there are versions of selves, ourselves, in other universes, like the multiverse or the parallel worlds. So we're working in those universes and parallel worlds as well. To help you understand it, have you seen the movie Doctor Strange, right? The Multiverse, that's the name of the movie, it's called The Multiverse, with Doctor Strange, right? So, but yeah, I instinctively remember everything. And your dreams are not actually dreams. They're actually you in another universe. And you're either working or you're living another life in another universe. So, yeah, none of those are dreams. When you go to sleep and you travel to another universe, a multiverse, or to another version of yourself, when you see another version of yourself, that other version of yourself is living in a different universe, in a different life, in a different timeline. Okay? Alright, let's have a look at this article that I'm going to share with you right now, and about Shadow Selves. So let's have a look at this, and let's get a perspective and an eye view of what other people are saying about Shadow Selves, and let's see if we can put our own spin in it, right? So when we incarnated into 3D, we had to accept a huge miasmatic package that is attached to the collective human mental bodies. on this planet. These are called universal shadow bodies, the negative form or phantom sun bodies. Now, I never really heard that term before, negative form or phantom sun bodies. I do understand phantom matrix and things like that, but to have a phantom sun body is new to me as well, so I'm learning right as I go. And so these phantom bodies are what generates the shadow selves. So yeah, just as I was saying before, we are programmed in the matrix, right? When we're in the 3D matrix, we are programmed. We have programs. We have these programs from birth, growing up. We're given names. We're given a story. We're given a life, right? We're given a life. We've got jobs. We've got friends. We've got family. We get married. We have babies. We have families. That is the programmed life that we live, right, in the 3D matrix. And we believe that that's all there is, and that there is nothing else but our lives, our jobs, our futures, money, and yeah, so you get my picture, right? You get my drift, okay? And so yeah, it generates shadow selves, and these shadow bodies are what connected unawakened humans to the 9/11 timeline of the Alpha Omega agenda, or the negative alien agenda. And so the shadow selves form into a larger gestate of dark consciousness bodies, which are shaped into an organizing principle, which is based in the total absence of light. And these dark forces have descended even further through the abuse of inorganic technology and AI system. So what I'm getting here is that the absence of light, right, is darkness. We all know this. And when we go through our programs, we're going through these programs, we're living these programs in the 3D matrix. We're living these false lives and fake lives, and of who they want us to be, right? So they don't give us the truth about who we really are, okay? And who we really are is consciousness awareness. We are soul, spirit, consciousness awareness, all right? We are not our programs, okay? We are not those programs and those stories that were created throughout our entire lives in the 3D matrix. So that accumulates a lot of the shadow selves as well. Alright, let's continue here. So the shadow selves form into larger gestates. Yeah, we've already gone over that. And the extensive and advanced use of AI by these races to gain sophisticated PSI-based intelligence and prolong lifespans has assimilated many of these shadow creatures into fully inorganic AI creatures, which further animates the shadow bodies that it finds into use for an alien machinery weaponry. Now, see, the thing is that with shadow selves is there's, shadow selves in terms of bots, NPC, in terms of NPC bots, normies, right? A lot of people would call them the unawakened, or the sleepers, or walking sleepers, or whatever you call it. Alright, so those are a lot of the shadow selves that are living in the vessel, the avatar, the body. And the soul hasn't actually experienced an awakening just yet. So the soul is still asleep, and in the 3D matrix, it's all controlled. Alright? Everything is divinely unorchestrated, controlled by the dark forces, right? Because of the programs. The programs when we incarnate into these vessels' bodies, where immediately you go into programming, right from the day that you are born, right? Given a name and given a date of birth as well. Alright, let's just keep going. So negative form is a form of karma or miasma that is extracted as a splinter from our shadow body that is connected to the simultaneous incarnation where we had trauma or event that could be used to manipulate the present time. And so the negative form is a series of artificial dead light bodies that were used in our holographic image to recreate and usurp our genetic material by the controller forces. Some of these distorted bodies are from a fallen history on Tara, and much of the astral damage that ensued from the 2D to 4D split with wing trauma. Alright, and so due to the DNA damage, our species suffered after the fall of Tara. The 4D astral body that made up our heart center was fractured, and the lower portion of the soul matrix astral layer became inverted upon itself and became lodged in our 2D sacral center. So thus, a portion of our original soul matrix fragmented and got stuck in the 2D dimensional layers of the planetary body and within our individual layers. So when incarnating upon the earth plane, this distortion to our soul and heart center became a genetic block, which further digressed angelic human DNA. Wow, that is totally amazing info right there, guys. Oh my god. Wow. Let me read that again. So a portion of the original soul matrix fragmented and got stuck in the 2D dimensional layers of planetary body and within our individual layers. Nice. And when incarnating upon the earth plane, this distortion to our soul and heart center became a genetic block, which further digressed angelic human DNA. So over time, these became generational distortions, which manifested into the disconnection between the 2D elemental field of the physical body, the 1D unconscious mind, and both the lower and higher part of the astral identity that form into the soul matrix. So essentially, what this means is that when incarnating into the physical body on earth, it was hard for the conscious mind of the personality to actually feel the experience of the soul while in a body. And this had the tendency to disconnect to functions of the heart center. That's very interesting, you guys. Very interesting information right there. So these charismatic and the light body layers also greatly contributed to the production of shadow selves. So shadow personalities, alters, shadow elementals and fragments in the soul matrix, which further the original point of shadow body, attachment to our personal angelic human light body, was kept in place as a static field in which black holes entities from the Wesser system used the universal shadow body to siphon life force energies and feed on human directly, with cords and implants attached to the chakra system. Whoa. So thus, the shadow body, which contains sub-personality, aspects of the negative ego, shadow selves, and the negative forms, ghost imprints, and accumulated traumatic memories and karmic superimpositions, is a part of the human light body. So during the Lyran Stargate explosion, the damage created at the 11th dimension was inverted and twisted into phantom areas in order to harvest our collective race's consciousness, sending the living light energy collected back to their home, a fallen system in the parallel matrix. Right, okay, so at the most basic level, we each have a collective shadow body that we have inherited as connected to humanity, as well as individual shadow body that has formed from accumulating traumatic experiences and emotional conflicts. So as I was saying before, is that, you know, when we incarnated into these vessels and we had lived our programs, right, we're called, we call them, like, you know, people that haven't experienced an awakening just yet and they're still in the 3D matrix and living by their programs. We give them that label bots and programs and normies or NPC or so we give them those labels. And it's not to be negative or of anything towards them, because we have to also remember where we came from, right? We have to also remember that we were one of them and we were in that 3D matrix, and we have that chance to experience awakening. So it's not yet their time, all right? So we don't put a negative stigma or anything on anybody that is still in the matrix, okay? Right, let me carry on. I just went off. So the negative emotions generates shadow elemental substances and dead energies that build up and become enmeshed with our physical layers, forming into energy blockages. Alright, I hope you got that. I'll read that again. The negative emotions generate shadow elemental substances and dead energies that build up and become enmeshed with our physical layers, forming into energy blockages. Alright, so to release these energy blockages, we are required to address the shadow bodies. So clearing the shadows means to first be able to face our emotional wounds. Now, this, just as I was saying before, you know, when we experience our awakening and now it's time for the soul to go to work, to cleanse the house. Your vessel, your avatar, your body is your house, it is your temple. But it's not your temple until you first do all the healing, right? Do all the cleansing, clearing, and shadow work of your entire old programs. Cleaning out the old programs, getting rid of the old programs, and clearing out your house, right? Doing a lot of healing. There are 4 bodies, or maybe even 5 bodies that you've got to work with. And that's your mental body, your emotional body, spiritual body, physical body, etheric bodies. All of these bodies need to be healed, alright? Because consciousness reigns through this whole vessel, this whole body. So through your whole body, there's like a consciousness. Everything is conscious, alright? Everything is conscious. And so you have all these bodies and all these parts of you that you need to heal, and need to cleanse. Alright, shadow selves can be in the mental body, it can be in the physical body, it can be in the spiritual body, it can be in the emotional body. And all of that needs to be completely cleansed. Alright? Okay, right. Yeah. And I tell you what, it takes a lot of hard work. It does. But over time, it does get easier, okay? It really does get easier. Alright, so to release the energy blockages, we are required to address the shadow body. So clearing the shadow means to first be able to face our emotional wounds. To achieve spiritual integration, we must become conscious of our past emotional trauma and then allow a safe space in which to heal these dark places in order to transmute the shadow body and live in a much more conscious, authentic and loving lifestyle. And so that's what happens when we start to do all the inner work, when we start to do all the cleansing, clearing of our vessel, our body, right? When we start to go to work in healing this, all right? So that is what is happening. So once you incarnate into here and you experience an awakening, or you experience your awakening and you awaken to a truth, and then it's like from there is like the dark night of the soul, right? The dark night of the soul that everybody goes through. Alright, the dark night of the soul is just the soul waking up and realizing, man, the house is a mess, I've got to clean up. You follow me? You get my drift? So yeah, alright, I just thought I'd pop that in there, wherever that came from, but yeah, I hope that explains that. Alright, so universal shadow world. So the universal shadow world emerged from out of the reversal current of the 11th dimension, in which these fallen black hole entities were reconfigured into black dragon avatar collectives with AI brains, and these bizarre shadow creatures became the entity attachments to living beings at individual, collective, and beyond levels. Wow. So these black dragon avatar collectives used advanced artificial intelligence, antichrist technologies to drain life force energy out of our universe, and are able to hijack and possess living beings that are consumed by their unhealed shadow body. Wow, you guys, man, that is pretty tough. That is pretty going, you know. I mean, we've gone through so much. We're in the 3D matrix. We're going through shit in the 3D matrix. It's like hell in the 3D matrix, right? I mean, you think about it. Before you even had your awakening and cleansing of your vessel, your avatar, your body, before you even got into 5D and started to ascend, right? Ascend out of the 3D matrix. I mean, just think about it. That when you were in the 3D matrix, you'd go through depression, go through stress, go through anxiety, go through everything that there is negative in the 3D matrix, right? And you're trying to live a normal life as much as possible. Okay, I mean, it's pretty hard in that 3D matrix. It's pretty hard for everybody, and this is not only for the poor. It's not for the those that are. I mean, at 3 levels. You've got poor, immediate, and you've got advanced. Like the poor, the income earners are earning about something like 60,000-70,000 a year, and then you've got the rich, the very rich. I mean, everybody is under the same umbrella and shadow of going through so much crap in the 3D matrix, and that's what it is when you are still in that 3D matrix, is like a trap. It's like a prison. It's like just going through hell, you guys. And you don't even go through that anymore. Soon as you experience your awakening, soon as you start ascending, soon as you start healing and cleaning out all these shadow bodies and shadow selves and purging and healing those wounds and healing the inner child, right? As soon as you do that, there's nothing but peace and unconditional love and just harmony, and you don't even, it's like you just don't even worry about things anymore. It's like you get to a certain point in your soul journey and in your your ascension, where you just, nothing worries you or concerns you anymore, right? You have that peace, that serenity and peace, and it's like liberating, right? It's like freeing you from everything that you had gone through in the 3D matrix. Oh, I am going off. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, where did I get up to? And so, yeah. These Black Dragon Avatar collectors use advanced artificial intelligence, antichrist technologies to drain life force energy out of the universe, and are able to hijack, possess, and living beings that are consumed by their unhealed shadow body. So upon the production of the Beast Machine and Black Dragon Avatar collectives in the 11th dimension, they are descended through each dimensional layer via inorganic wormholes and architecture that generate and siphon tunnels, or typhon tunnels, or typhon tunnels. I don't know what typhon tunnels are, but generated typhon tunnels. So upon manifestation into the lower dimensions, this generates more shadow mutations that led to the proliferation of corrupted elementals, shadow creatures, and astral mirrors, which generates false images, negative form artifacts, and conjured entity attachments. Alright, and now for the collective shadow selves. Here we go. So whenever we individually and collectively undergo a major spiritual initiation into the high dimensional frequency of light and sound, simultaneously the transmission of these higher frequencies into the in-between spaces will flush to the surface the darkest aspects through its many hidden facets of shadows. The universal shadow body holds the incredibly painful traumatic wounds experienced by the collective consciousness that resulted in disconnection with the eternal God source fields. So let me just back it up just a little bit. When we are in like the 3D matrix, right, and we go through our programs and everything, and we're living from an ego point of view, right, rather than living from the soul, we're living from the ego, which is like devil energy, right? So when we are in the 3D matrix, we are separated from source. We are separated from God, right, from the Most High God. We are separated from the Most High God, separated from God's love, right? Because soul, guys, soul is love. It is unconditional love. It is divine love. It is God love, right? And when we are separated from that, we are living in that devil energy. We are living in ego. We are living our programs. We're just bots living in the program and protecting the program, basically. Alright. Okay, let's keep going. Alright. So the shadow selves form into larger gestates. Yes, I read that. And the extensive and advanced use of AI by these races to gain sophisticated PSI-based intelligence and prolonged lifespan, has assimilated many of these shadow creatures into fully inorganic AI creatures, which further animates the shadow bodies that it finds into use for alien machinery weaponry. Alright, and we're almost finished, we're almost done, so hold on a second, guys. At the most basic level, we each have a collective shadow body that we have inherited as connected to humanity, as well as an individual shadow body that has formed from accumulative traumatic experiences and emotional conflicts. And so the negative emotions generate shadow elemental substances and dead energies that build up and become enmeshed with our physical layers, forming into the energetic blocks. And so to release these energy blockages, we are required, as I have said before, to address the shadow bodies, right? So a lot of cleansing, a lot of clearing, a lot of purging, a lot of healing a lot of triggers, right? There's going to be a lot of shit in there. When you come out of the 3D matrix and when you experience awakening of your soul starts to come into that place where it's got to do a lot of cleansing, a lot of work, right? Because there's a lot of triggers in there, there's a lot of wounds, there's a lot of damage, right? There's a whole lot of damage that needs to be healed, needs to be cleansed, needs to be cleared, needs to be purified, and so that your light body can come through. Right? So to achieve spiritual integration, we must become conscious of our past emotional trauma and then allow a safe space in which to heal these dark places. Just as I was saying, you know, your vessel, your avatar, your body has accumulated a lot of darkness, right? A lot of darkness. And guess what happens, guys? Well, not guess, but this is what happens. When your avatar vessel, your body, accumulates a lot of darkness, right? There's no light here in this vessel, avatar body. There is no light. The energy, frequency, vibration is low. It is dark, right? And there's a lot of healing that needs to be done because your body's suffering. Your body's going through all kinds of disease and sickness. It's going through anxiety and stress, depression. It goes through all of that low vibration and negative darkness. All right, and that is what is happening in the vessel, the avatar, the body. So, woohoo! Thank goodness for awakening in the soul, awakening in time to clean it up, right? Clean it all up, clean house. Okay, so to achieve spiritual integration, we must become conscious of our past emotional traumas and then allow safe space in which to heal these dark places in order to transmute the shadow body and live in a much more conscious and authentic and loving lifestyle. So core emotional wounds that form into our shadow and pain body sabotage our divine purpose and prevent us from finding deeper meaning in life. It dampens our joy and interferes with our services in this world. And so the shadow shows up as our consciousness or unconscious fears. The shadow, let me repeat that again. Hold on, guys. The shadow shows up as our unconscious fears, uncontrolled impulses, knee-jerk reactions, chronic forms of anger, depression, loneliness, and addictions. What was I just saying before? That, yeah, all of these shadow selves have got to be dealt with. These are, like I was saying, right? before you even experience awakening of your soul, right, and you're still in that 3D matrix, right, there's a lot of darkness in there, a lot of low vibration, a lot of healing that needs to do and needs to take place in the vessel, the avatar, the body. So we basically, our vessel, our body is dark, right? There is no light in there. When the soul is unawakened and is still in sleep mode, right, that means that there's a lot of low vibration and there's a lot of darkness, okay? And in that darkness, sickness and disease can reign in the body, all right? It can reign. It has kind of like a place to dwell, right? Sickness, disease, all kinds of mental illnesses, right? Mental illnesses, physical sickness, emotional sickness, everything like that is in the vessel, the avatar, the body, because the body, the vessel, the avatar is in a low vibration, which is full of darkness. And if your body is full of darkness, you know, how dark is that, right? How dark is that? And so thank goodness that we have a soul awakening experience, right? Don't matter, we go through the dark night of the soul. Going through that is the best thing ever, because when you go through the dark night of the soul, that means that you're purging all of that darkness away so that your body can now be filled with light. Light in the fifth dimension and higher states of consciousness awareness. Oh man, that is liberating, guys. Very liberating. Alright, so the accumulated emotional wounds from a dark shadow interior that will resonate with outer dark forces and matched resonance. And then the body can be used to transmit a range of negative forces in the environment. This phenomenon manifests as a psychic vampire profile, an unconscious person with unhealed shadow that has become a repository of outer negative forces, which they unconditionally transmit to others in exchange for siphoning higher energies from their target from a lack of self-awareness. And so you guys, a lot of it is pretty much a lack of self-awareness, a lack of spiritual development, spiritual awareness, and that's what it's all about when we are still in the 3D matrix and we haven't experienced awakening just yet. But that's all I got for you right now, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I might dive deeper into that, learning about the Shadow Selves, but also there's, I've got other videos that I have made. Please go watch those. I do actually go in depth about shadow work, purging, and Dark Night of the Soul. I have done a video of Dark Night of the Soul. Please go and have a look at that and check that out. But right now, that is all I got for you right now. And yeah, I hope you got something from that. Please only take what resonates for you. If you have any questions at all, Ishmael's going live in the next hour or so, so please bring those questions to Ishmael Perez and ask him, pick his brain, right? He knows a lot of stuff, you guys. Alright, that's it for now, so please rock the like, subscribe and share for your girl, would really appreciate that. And if you want to watch more videos, they will be here on this side, or this side, or either side. And if you'd like to subscribe, please do. Alright, and come to our Telegram page and make yourself at home. You are more than welcome. Alright guys, that is it for now, alright? Okay. Alright, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your continued support. If you have any comments, drop them in the comment box down below. Share your thoughts, share your ideas, and if you'd like to go live with me, send me an email. I will get back to you and I'll give you the floor, and you can share whatever it is that you wish to share. Alright guys, so I appreciate all subscribers, everybody who shares, and everyone who watches. I love you guys. See you on the next video. Alright, don't have a good day, have a fucking great day. I love you. Bye guys. See you on the next video.